cheap ones won't switch over. So, hey, Cecil. Cecil bird. Hey, hey, you. You trying to kill me?
Hello, everybody. Hello, hello, hello.
Hi, Lisa.
Poor Dawn.
Well, the coughing has nothing to do with it. It's pretty straightforward. It's a listeria infection.
Yeah, you look super pale.
Yeah, I'm almost as pale as Cecil. Not quite. 3 days of just walking around like a zombie. I got what needed to be done. I got them their medicine. I got out, but I sit here and just sleep. Let them play. Was it more fun? No, you like beating me up. You silly bird. Yeah, they have had to destroy 12 million pounds of meat, and that's only the beef. I couldn't find out how many pounds of chicken they've had to destroy. Boar's Head had to close. They permanently closed one of their plants. That's where the outbreak happened. They closed the plant. The problem with food in the United States is that there are only a few processors who do all the work. So if one of those processors ends up with a problem like listeria, then it goes into a whole bunch of different foods. I walked out of Smith's with a over 6 foot list of all the recalled chicken. Basically, they didn't say that, but it was all the chicken. They didn't say anything about Boar's Head because they're the ones that produced all the meat products, and that goes under a bunch of other names too. So if you get a listeria infection, it, it it's like having the flu in a way, without the coughing and all that. You have muscle pains, you have intestinal distress. Obviously, it could kill a bird. And we have had listeria infections on just vegetables as well. So you got to be sure that you scrub all your vegetables, and you clean them before you cook them. Or if you don't think you did a good job, put it in a pressure cooker, because when you get it up to 212 pounds of pressure, 13.2, anywhere from 10 to 15, depending on what kind of pressure you're cooking. Once it goes past 212 degrees inside there, I mean, it's just steam. And that will kill listeria in 5 minutes. So shame on me for eating something that I didn't pressure cook, but I think from now on I'm just going to make sure everything I eat I'm pressure cooking. Or what are you doing? And the items that were infected, fortunately, are not the kind that will affect birds. And I get the FDA. If you go out to the FDA's website, there's a place where you can subscribe to their newsletter. Hi, Calvin. Hi, Falcon Sue. Hi, Jocelyn. And then they will send you all the alerts on food. So I knew there was a listeria problem around, but I thought it was just on processed beef. That's the biggest problem. Any kind of processed meat is where you have the biggest problems with that. Although it does occasionally happen to vegetables as well. And that probably has to do with proximity from place where they're growing the food to the. What are you doing? You want to hang there, do you? You know, if they're getting effluent water that's coming from a cattle ranch or something that's close to there, or if they're using cow manure, that could cause it too. But yeah, not a safe place to eat food in the United States, to be honest with you. KK, do you eat food here? Do you?
Good bird, KK. That was Wade.
He is a good bird.
Huh? Are you calling yourself a good bird, KK? Well, my Cecil comes from behind. He really wants to bash you healthy again.
Yeah, he's doing this because he's worried about me, is what it is.
Yeah, looks like that.
He just sat on my chest while he was in here yesterday. So. What'd you say? What'd you say? So the only way you can be sure that you have gotten rid of listeria is to get the food, and I mean all the way through the food. It has to get up to 165 degrees. So the best way is to use a pressure cooker. I know most people are not happy with that idea, but there is a good one out there. I'm not trying to sell pressure cookers, but I got a Tefal, and it's safe. The steam that comes out when you put your hand over it is cool. They have a way of cooling the steam as it comes out, so you can't burn yourself. And the electric ones are nice, but the problem with the electric ones is that that coil in there is eventually going to die on you. Where if you've got a regular pressure cooker like a Tefal, you just put it on your stove. So, hey, you can cook. And this is, for them, it doesn't take long. You can cook vegetables in there in 5 minutes, but you can cook like a 2-pound roast in there in 40 minutes. So, but that's, washing your vegetables. If you give them cooked food, which if you're putting pellets in their mash, there's no reason you can't cook their food. You may be killing some of the nutrients, but you're putting them back by putting the pellets in their mash. So, right, boy? Right, Cecil? You won't say right? You won't even say hello.
He looks so adorable with his toy. That's right.
He likes that toy, but
that's a good bird. KK is in chatter mood.
This one, this toy that he likes, there's another company now, I forget what the name is, but I'm getting the toys from. They send you 3 different types, and they like those too, but Bonka took their toys and doubled the price on them, so I said, the heck with them. And now they send me deals, 50% off. 50% after you've raised it 100%? I don't think so. But it's okay, he likes the other ones too. They have one that looks similar to this, although I think it lasts a little longer. He's got this one figured out. He can just tear this one to shreds. Can't you? Can't you? KK, what are you doing over there? What you doing? Right. Let's see if I can flip the camera. Takes a little bit longer than I'd like, but it's okay.
We all know, Don, you're a little attacked by really mean listeria. So don't worry, we all know that. We're happy to see you today and the birds, and that Cecil takes such good care of you.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. And KK, of course, as well.
Too bad he doesn't like me. Don't like me, do you, KK?
Mm.
Yeah, so everybody be careful with what you're buying. Don't buy any processed meat for a while, that's for sure. Because some of these grocery stores are not good about pulling that off the shelf. And I'm surprised that the grocery store even handed me this huge long list, right, of all the infected items with listeria in them. I mean, Costco up to this point was the only one that did that. If you buy something from Costco that has it, I remember one time I took 125 pounds of vegetables back to them. They just looked down and said, "How many bags are there?" I told them, and they said, "Okay." They walked off with it. They threw them out. But they call you. I mean, with Costco, you get a phone call, you get an email, and you get a text. Don't eat this. Well, the grocery
Mm.
store, you're lucky to be told anything. You know, you could die before they tell you what's going on. So,
At least Sugar is doing well, huh, Shuggy? Your French fries were okay, weren't they?
you know, she liked her French fries. She only eats 2 of them. That's pretty much her
Yeah,
limit.
that's good, Shuggy. Let's stay slim. What a good Shug. And what a good KK.
KK bird. And Jasmine's up there taking a nap.
Mm-hmm.
She was thinking about coming over, but then she was looking at KK like, maybe I'll wait. Because when I bring in Lorelei, then KK has to. Not because of KK, but because of Lorelei. Lorelei is a complete maniac right now. Mating. She's got the mating behavior going full blast. So you put her in here with a male. Even Snowball has to leave when she comes in because she'll go after Snowball, and if you try to stop her, then she bites you. So, which is better than having him bit. But hey, Luce. What are you doing? Yeah, so I recommend everybody get that free newsletter from the FDA because as soon as they find a problem, you hear about it right then. And they even list the food things that have allergens that weren't listed and that kind of thing. So, and occasionally there's bad food that has a recall on it. I remember at one point sunflower seeds had a recall on them for having listeria. Imagine that. But if you go out to the FDA and have them send that to you in your email, you'll know every day what's going on. So there's a lot of it. You know, in other countries you don't have as much of this, but in this country you just if one distributor has a problem, everybody it just ends up in everybody's food. I saw a whole bunch of different brand names too, just because everybody's using the same processing plant for chicken. So the one I got from Smith's told me about the chicken, and then I looked online. I used ChatGPT to look up what was going on, and yeah, it's bad on the processed meat right now. But I see. There have been recalls on things that your birds would eat. So you think, oh well, here's a good one, kale. Okay. They've had recalls on kale due to botulism. So birds don't handle botulism too well. So yeah, they need greens, but you silly bird. You silly bird. You type pretty fast, kid.
Yeah. I'm sorry. I don't know why it's not filtering this out.
No, it's
It's on
okay.
the same machine.
It's not a big deal. It's just I type see my top speed was 95 words a minute. But when I was in high school, I never got past 25 words a minute. I started taking computer programming, but in order to sit at the these were the old days, right, with the big discs and all this, and we had to punch cards, but we did have a few monitors, and I could play Star Trek, which was basically just X's and O's on a dot grid. But to play Star Trek, I had to get my work done, so I learned to type really fast.
Oh, you wouldn't believe how I typed SMS on my old Nokia when I was super young to my friends. Like
I learned to type on a manual typewriter without any letters, with no letters on the keys. Stop that! Stop it! You're whacking me in the face, you big toad. Hey, you having a good time beating me up?
brr, brr, brr.
He's got a comment about that. He's like, "Don't beat up my dad."
Yeah. KK and C is like good boys. They care for their dad.
I think I finished my typing class at a C minus, and I got
C
into
minus.
yeah.
That's probably the worst grade you ever got.
Well, I didn't do well in things that involved manual dexterity. I didn't do well in shop. I didn't do well in typing. But when I got to computer science, it was funny how, if I wanted to play Star Trek, the only way I could do that is to get my work done. I wouldn't try to play, and then because I knew if I played and I didn't do my work, I wouldn't get my work done. So, boy, did I learn to type fast. We had the old terminals. These old terminals, you had to press a button and then type what you wanted to do, and then you had to hit the transmit button, right? So you had to say start and then exit. And one of the guys figured out a way to get around that where you wouldn't have to do it. He figured out a program to do that. So I sat behind him, and every time he hit the button to try to do it, I logged him off. I got his account I got his account as he would go back on, and then I did this for about 10 minutes. And then he turned around and looked at me and he goes, "You're gonna suffer for that." So he erased my instance of the of Star Trek, and so I had to build Star Trek in like 5 different modules and put it together to play it, and then we had a little war going on there.
Yeah, KK is quite chatty today. I heard quite a lot of phrases from him, the usual KK phrases, but also, other stuff. KK. It's funny to listen to you.
He's got a lot to say about things in the world. Don't you, big boy? You should hear him when he wants another toy. You give him a couple of toys, and there's 3 or 4 feet of wood combined in those toys. And an hour later, he's, rah, rah, rah. outside, you go look and all the wood is chewed up. And we're not talking small pieces of wood. They're 4x4, well, they're 3.5 inch by 3.5 inch, roughly. Some of them, they're in different shapes, but he just buzzes through it like it's nothing. Turns them into toothpicks. Cecil, that is my face you're beating on. My face you're beating on. You've been wanting to do this for 3 days, haven't you? Well, I've been walking around like a zombie. Now, getting your food to the right temperature, you need a handheld point and click thermometer. And I remember when I was, the only bird I ever bought was Lorelei. And the woman said she never checked the temperature of the food. And it's like, if the food is too hot, then it's going to burn their crop. Well, I can tell just by putting it on my wrist. No, you can't. As far as I know, my wrist is not a thermometer. So when you're cooking in the house for your own safety, use that. Make sure. And then if you're cooking a steak or something, cut a little section in the middle. And most of these have a little laser pointer. Get that laser pointer on that section and make sure it's past 165 degrees. I go for 170, and with their vegetables, I make sure that I cook them in a pot. And I shoot one of the vegetables. I stir it up, and then I shoot one of the vegetables in there and see what its temperature is. And I do a couple more to make sure it's past 165. So, because vegetables do get nasty things in the U.S. too. So, right, Cecil? Hmm? Oh, now you're going to go over there, are you?
He's the best Cecil boy. So let's talk a little bit about what people write in chat. Jocelyn Triggle told us that Cinnamon is happy and quiet since she moved her into the room she stays most of the time. So, because I mean to remember that Cinnamon had a little screaming attitude lately, and it looked like Jocelyn solved the problem. That's awesome.
Oh, that's good. Yeah, you got to catch it early on. Yeah, that's the big thing. Catch it early on.
And that's the thing. Birds want to be social, so that's the thing. When you are in a certain room and always have the bird in the other room, so that really can be like the bird is not happy. So that's good.
Yeah, it's nice to have a bird room if you're in there with the bird, but I don't put birds in here without me in here. But that way they can beat up on me if they want to. Right, Sugar? Right, Sugar?
And Dragon Imposter joined us today. So hello, Dragon. Then I was ranting a bit in German about the fact that Eleanor cannot come in today since something with StreamYard isn't working properly. And we agreed to fix it next time when you feel better, Don.
I hope I feel better. Well, I feel a lot better. If I felt the way I did yesterday, we wouldn't be doing this. Yesterday I was this is how bad it was. I stayed in the same clothes for 3 days. And that's not me. I couldn't even imagine trying to take my clothes off. I was that tired. Mm-hmm. Every muscle ached. That's typical with listeria.
Yeah, that's when you're really, really sick. That's like I stay all day in my pajama and be miserable.
Hey, watch it now. You're going to break my glasses. Hey, watch it. Little monster. You're being a little monster.
Mm. So I think today it's good we can all a little bit watch what Cecil is doing. He's quite entertaining. So Daddy doesn't need to talk too much.
Yeah,
Still exhausting.
KK is just sitting at my side, kind of chewing on a little piece of wood right next to my pants. No, you're not going to eat. No, you're not going to eat the pocket. No, we don't eat the pocket. We don't eat the pocket. No, not chew up the clothing. No. Okay, let me get him a piece of wood. Yeah. Here. Here's a piece of wood. No, no. My pocket should not be that interesting to you. Cecil, tell him pockets are not that interesting. Lorelei's the worst, though. She sneaks down and just destroys your clothing, and you have no idea that she's chewing up your shirts, and she lulls you into a sense of security. I should rename her Patches because I've had to patch so many shirts of mine. Hey. Hey. Sea salt. Everybody else is at all four corners. You know, you got Sugar up there, and Snowball, and then Jasmine and Lucy, and they've just taken the four corner spots. Will you quit hitting things with that? Hmm? You big silly. Cecil. Yeah, Eleanor, staying in the same clothes, it drives me crazy. But I literally couldn't imagine trying to take off a shirt. It's like, I can't do that. You know, just getting them, walking around and getting their medicine. I felt like I was in one of those zombie movies. Where is, Romero, Dawn of the Dead? But I did get them out. Actually, it's warm. It's too windy. I think. Probably bad air quality today, but the temperature's only not too bad for them, but my body couldn't handle it right now. My hands would just completely freeze up, and going out there with one of my electric hand warmers won't work when I'm like this. But maybe by Wednesday we can get outside. Not if the wind's like this stuff. When the wind kicks up in the desert, this desert anyway, we get a lot of dust in the air, mostly from construction. What are you doing?
So welcome to Birdman. He says Cecil is so adorable. Oh. Yeah, I think we all agree.
He is. He's the most handsome bird of all, aren't you?
He is precious, and his personality and antics. He really wants his dad to be fine again and doesn't know what to do, so he just does what he can best, and that's basically running over his daddy and bashing him with his toy.
Cecil. It's a good bird. It's a good bird. This is going to be Cecil doing all the entertainment. I'm only about a quarter back to life, but he's trying to beat me back into life. What are you doing? You come away with anything, anything from this is a pressure cooker will definitely kill most bacteria. Any bacteria that can live through 212 degrees at 12.3 pounds of pressure for 10 minutes is probably deserves to live. What are you doing? When they first made pressure cookers, they were pretty dangerous. These things really aren't anymore. The electric ones are only 10 pounds of pressure. They take a little longer to cook, but they have the convenience of pressing a button until they finally die, and they will. They'll last about, if you use one every day, it'll last about a year, maybe. That's about average for me when I was using electric. So I just went back to the breed that sits on top of a stove. Can save you some time too. I cook a batch of beans. Once the pressure's up to, pressure gets up on a pot of beans, it takes me about 3 minutes to cook it. That's if you soak the beans. So take pinto beans, soak them overnight, drain the water off, put new water in there just above the beans, and cook it. I basically just cook it until the steam starts coming out of the pressure cooker, and then I just turn it off because it's still going to still go for about 3 minutes anyway. They turn out perfectly. You have to be careful with vegetables, though. I mean, you can't overcook them, but you'll figure that out. It's easy to overcook them. If a vegetable can cook on the stove in 12 minutes, it's going to be done in 2 minutes on the pressure cooker. And even when that's done, you still need to hit it with the thermometer to make sure it hit 165. So, hey! Hey, you. Of course, I'm talking Fahrenheit there, not centigrade. Stop it! Ah! Cecil. Nut. Silly boy. You're a silly boy. Yes, you are. Oh, yeah, I know you like me. I know that's why you're putting your foot on my face. I know the Cecil boy likes me. I know. I'm not so sure the other birds think that he likes them when he comes after them with a toy, but it's funny.
The other birds like Cecil, but they don't like Cecil when he has a toy.
Yeah. It's funny. Lucy's the one that's the best at chasing him away.
Oh yeah, Lucy stands her ground.
And Sugar's good at it too. She won't put up with it. She won't put up with it.
Yep.
But Lucy's the best. It's almost like she's got the stance. She goes into parade rest. You're not going to go past me with that thing. And he just turns and goes away. Or with Mander, as soon as he sees, I gotta run away. He does okay in the aviary. I can have him out with KK out, but not in here. He won't want to come in here anyway. He doesn't like it. So I have to take him out separately. Right, Cecil? Here we have our number one toothpick maker, KK.
Oh no! What has happened to Bob? Has KK thrown him out of business?
Bob likes to chew his perches up. That's I put a 2x4 in there, and in a month he's broken it, torn it to pieces.
He usually was busy with making toothpicks and then stuffing it in all of your pockets.
Still does that. Cecil does that too. He likes to stuff it in my pockets.
That's funny.
KK's kicking now.
That was KK, the one you posted a photo where KK basically put his head into your hoodie bag.
Yeah. Cecil?
Silly boy.
I think Cecil wants all of my attention. He just whacked me in the face. Will you calm down? Calm down just a little bit. Just a little bit? No. Laugh at me. Yeah, that's typical. Laugh at me. Yeah, they do learn certain responses. I tell him to do something and then he laughs at me. I mean, that's his chuckle. He goes, You making some good toothpicks down there?
Kick, 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 kick. What a sweet boy.
Someone wants all the attention right now.
So welcome, Sunderbing. The post says, good afternoon. Wanted to let you know that the Halloween show last week was great funny. Oh, we're happy to hear that. Thank you, Sunderbing, for letting us know.
Thank you.
Yeah, Halloween already over. Oh, it's going straight towards Christmas. Oh my gosh, time runs.
Yeah. All right. If you could decide where you could be, I could decide where to put the camera. As soon as I switch it, you go back the other way.
Oh, Cecil. How about helping Daddy with the job?
Hello. Well, we got a hello from KK. KK the bird? Yes, KK the bird.
Oh, Sunderburn wants to know if these babies get presents under the tree. I don't think Don is doing a real Christmas tree, but some kind of little thing, maybe. A Shuggy.
They get some presents, but not under a tree. they would probably find the tree more interesting.
Yeah, I think that's true for a lot of pets. When I see these dog and cats videos, like people have really, not all, but some have problems having a tree inside the apartment or the house when they have a pet.
Hey, okay, you're getting a look. Hey.
It's also a little strange look, like Don is living in the desert, so you never get these
No.
100% Christmas feeling there, I think.
Well, it actually this desert area is a lot like that part of the world where the what the celebration is all about, right? They didn't have Christmas trees
That's
there.
the thing. That's true.
What we have out there is a bunch of scrub brush and you know. Oh, the two buddies are going to preen now.
Gosh, this is so cute.
I think Cecil appreciates that so much because he was never preened until he ended up with me. He had just little spines coming off of his head because they can't preen their heads. I didn't even take him. They were trying to hand him to me, and I said, wait a minute. And I preened the feathers on his head.
That's a interesting and funny question from Sandabing. I'm going to read it, Don. I've watched some videos of other cockatoos, and there are times when they are trying to talk, but they sound like a transistor radio. Can you say what that means? Thank you.
Well, a lot of it has to do with what they hear. They will learn it the way they're taught it. So if somebody teaches them with this, well, good example is I had an Amazon we were caring for a short time, who spoke like a young girl from the Bronx. It was hilarious to hear him talk. He would, what's just doing? I don't know. I can't do that accent, but it was. So they learn, and people who try to teach a bird to talk, they'll say, "Hello, hello." If you do it like that, then the bird will learn to say, "Hello, hello." You. So it depends on who they're listening to, and if you have a bird that may have some kind of auditory problem, it might might have a problem pronouncing things correctly. But I haven't actually heard one sound like a radio, but.
Well, to me, it's like when I think how parrots, when they make their own sounds, it often sounds like wah wah to us. So it is like they modulating this sound towards more human sounds, I think. And the other thing is what you already said, like they try to model what they hear. And I'm not sure, but I have the feeling birds have a preference towards really young girl voices or really old man voices. So that's what they really prefer. So, for
Bob has,
example, we have a lot of birds in the flock who do these young girl voices, like Babalu. He's like,
yep.
Bob, Babalu, Bob. And then we have Lorelei, who imitates Dawn with his deep voice. So she is Lorelei. Yeah.
I would have had to raise my voice and say it differently if I wanted to teach her that way, but it is cute to hear her just say it in my voice, though. But
Yeah, that's the thing. And I have the feeling they like deep man voices or, yeah, young high girl voices. So that's what they prefer. All in the middle is okay, but these they are somehow attracted towards to
what's
imitate.
what's fun is I've got some videos of this, but I caught Peaches one time doing slow-mo, and when you listen to them, they sound like what we imagine dinosaurs in ancient history sounded like, back around the Cretaceous period. I mean, to listen to it, I don't know why they didn't use that for Jurassic Park. It would have been perfect to just slow down a parrot's voice, but because they are dinosaurs, they actually are. But
Yeah, that's what I tell my budgies every day. No, not every day, but sometimes when they behave like little dinosaurs. Don, have you listened to my dino soundtrack I've sent it you? The Egg
yes,
Travel.
yes, I did. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I just looked for another video where you actually can see what in the movie happens. So when the dinosaur is or when the egg is traveling, so that makes it even more impressive. I think when you think back, when I think the film was made in 2000, so for
It's
that the animation is great.
I'm surprised they actually Disney allowed that music to be up there. They're not good about allowing their stuff on YouTube, but
I just love it.
what are you doing? What are you doing?
Shuggy. We all love dinos.
Well, it seems like they live in a different time reference than we do. So when they're
Mm-hmm.
when they're squawking, it really, when you listen to it slowed down, it really does have a lot to it. To us, it sounds like they're just screeching, but they're not. And in their
Mm-hmm.
world, they probably hear it slower. I mean, these guys are able to, fly around things. They are able to guess what's on the other side of a tree, that kind of thing. So, in order to do that, they have a different time reference. So they may be seeing things what we would call slowed down by half or more. So when you listen to their voices slowed down, it's pretty amazing. It sounds like a bunch of screeching, but there's actually a lot more to it. You wonder if the bigger dinosaurs actually sounded similar. The bigger you are, the deeper your voice. What are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Getting your beak
And
wet?
then we have the biggest bird in the flock, Mander, who has a tiny girl voice.
Yeah, he does.
But it fits Mander's personality.
What are you doing down there? Did you chew up all that wood? You did? Don't take anything out of my pocket. I forgot to bring in extra wood. Oh, here's one. Here's a piece of wood. That was a KK thank you. Looked at the wood and then looked at me. You brought that? Oh, thank you.
This one.
That intense shook look. Oh my gosh.
That's her look. I'm not done. I'll let you rest your arm for a minute, but I'm not done having my baby. Now, this is something you don't want to do with most birds unless you really want to be bonded to them. I'm already bonded to her, so she was a mess when I got her. So. All chewed up. Cute as a button. His face was cute, but everything down below was chewed up. And feathers were torn everywhere. She even worked her tail feathers. So, and she's a mutilator without her medicine. You get a lot of people like, "Oh, you can fix it with love." Yeah, yeah. You try that, and she'll be dead. Won't work. Obviously, loving kindness is a good thing to show them, but without her medicine, she wouldn't be. Worse than that, she was destined to go to a place where they probably would have stuck her in a back room and just let her die. The place is no longer the guy who owned it died, so now his wife is running it. She made it into a nonprofit. So if you have a bird that's damaged feathers or whatever, it can still be there. It doesn't have to be hidden away. He only wanted perfect feathered birds out in his aviary.
The thing is, now she is perfect feathered, huh, Shuggy?
She is.
When one gets the right care.
She says, "I am perfect." That's what it's all about. I'm a perfect bird.
She is.
Gotta rest that arm. I don't have as much strength as I did a week
She's
ago.
a pink goddess.
See, before she used to whine whenever I took my hand away. Now she'll wait. She'll wait a while. Wait about 30 seconds before
Yeah. She has a little mercy with you since you're not so fit today. I guess even Sugar can do this. So Lisa Banerjee loves the cute feet digging. That's fun when they do this. Little nesting.
Hello.
Oh, kick, kick, kick. Kick, kick that leg.
You wonder what he's thinking because when I pointed the camera at him, he said hello.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe they see it as some communication tool.
Maybe so. Well, I know Peaches did. She liked to talk to people on it. And she knew they were real people. No question about that. Peaches knew.
Oh, certainly she did. I think even my budgies know when I phone with them. They are quite disappointed when my mom comes just to take a photo of them and on the screen is not my face talking to them.
I think Romeo's movie is almost over. He's watching The Godfather. I just play movies for him all day. I know the ending credits for almost every movie that we have. I can, and I won't hear anything until I hear the ending credits play, and I go, "Oh, time to either give him a new movie or start it over." I don't suppose that advertising bothers him, but it bothers me. So.
Oh, and we have a question from Thunderwing, who wants to know if it's right that cockatoos can sleep for upwards to 12 hours.
I don't think anyone knows the real answer to that because they only go to sleep with half of their brain. So one half or the other will be asleep and the other one is not. They're prey animals, and the hemispheric sleep makes it so that if they're up in a tree and a snake tries to get them or something, they can fall out of the tree. So, but if they're not aware enough to do that, so I don't think anyone knows exactly how long they're actually sleeping. And again, only one half of their brain sleeps at a time. There's a few other animals that have hemispheric sleep, but not many. So they may look awake to you, but like over here, there's Lucy looking asleep, but half of her brain is there. Right, Lucy? No, she's not listening to me. Usually Jasmine, you'll do anything to prove me wrong. Oh, there's Lucy. She finally opened her eyes. Oh, Jasmine opened hers. See, if you're asleep, if somebody lightly calls your name, you won't generally wake up. But with these guys, they become alert again. It's a great way to protect yourself, to always be alert. It'd be nice to perch to go to sleep. They can lock their feet in position. And then you think, well, how do they hold on at night? They don't. They just lock them closed. So it's nothing to hold on to a perch and sleep.
Yeah, and they also have a completely different sense of balance than we do.
Yeah. All right.
Mm.
Pointed the camera at him again and he said something. So he knows something's going on. Well, thank you.
Maybe he wants to say the end words to our viewers.
I didn't think I'd make it to this meeting today, but
yeah, we're so happy to have you and the birds. Hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, well, I hope to be much more alert on Wednesday. So thank you, Eleanor, for trying to get in there. You're obviously talking in the chat, so that's important. And so thanks to our moderators, Eleanor and Amy. And you going to say anything there, Cecil? No.
So thanks everybody for coming.
We will see you later. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
So science knowledge only adds to the excitement, the mystery, and the awe of a flower.
Evidence is evidence. It's public. Everybody can look at the evidence and assess it, and eventually, if there's enough evidence, come to the same conclusion.
The Chloe Sanctuary for Parrots and Cockatoos, a nonprofit charity dedicated to the empowerment of captive parrots and public awareness.